How's it hanging, people? It's your boy MillzySawUs, your number one fella for lazy gaming, and welcome back to the second part of this episode for my FIFA 18 PSG simulated career mode. I do apologise, guys, for the video cutting out in the previous episode. I was so pissed off. I was like, no, I just was on my last player for the status of the squad hub. So what we're going to do for the rest of this episode, guys, is finish on what I was saying about Neymar, and then we are going to go through the stats, the attributes, the financial situation, as well as the transfer hub, guys, and talk about my plans for season 2. And then in the next episode, we would have hopefully started season 2, the next campaign. So what I was saying about Neymar, guys, is that this 26-year-old left winger is very happy at this club, which is always nice to know. And he's in okay form at the moment, but he suffered from a very awful injury of an anterior cruciate ligament. But the good news is that he's 100% fit in 2 days. So he has just been an absolute gem in this squad. He's fantastic, and I'm really glad he transferred to PSG in real life because it saved me a huge amount of money. And I've got some really wonderful news to show you guys. Um, as I was having a little fiddle around off camera, I noticed that in the stats column, nope. Attributes, nope. Financial, nope. Okay, where did I see it? I think it's the transfer hub. Yeah, it's the transfer hub, my bad. But, speaking of stats, I think I need to bring to your attention um, everything that went down this season with every single one of my players. So, it's currently at goalkeeper, so we can start from the very top. I mean, David De Gea, as you can see in the right hand side of the stats section, you know, their name, where they are from, overall, a little number above their overall as to how much they've grown, position, age, form, and of course morale. But then the more interesting part is every competition I took part in throughout this campaign. So 6 competitions in total: the American Challenge Cup, the Trophy Champ, or how you would properly announce it, the Trophée Champion, I think, the Liga 1 Conferama, the Coupe de la Ligue, the Champions Cup, and the Coupe Nationale. I love these new features, what EA has brought to FIFA 18 this year. I just love the squad hub. I love the transfer hub. I just think it's so much more easier to use. And I do hope they don't get rid of these features anytime soon. I will argue that FIFA 18 is one of my favourite installments in the franchise so far. So you can notice that in the American Challenge Cup, David De Gea performed in 3 games and got an average rating of 7.20, which is good in my eyes. He did not compete in the Trophy Champ. I think I used the rotation squad. 23 games in the Liga 1. He did not play in the Coupe de la Ligue because, again, I had a separate squad for that competition. He played 10 games in the Champions Cup, 2 games in the Coupe Nationale. I think his best performances came from the American Challenge Cup, if I'm being honest, but it's a little bit unfair to say because there's only a handful of games in that competition. So, of course, if you play really well, you are bound to have a better rating compared to the likes of the Liga 1. But in David De Gea's defence, he got an average rating of 7.0, so that to me is also really good. But he's done really, really well. A total of 38 games with, of course, no goals or assists because he is a goalkeeper and I don't play my games. and 16 clean sheets. Could have done better, considering he's had 38 games. I tend to say that for a goalkeeper, if you've had more than half of more than half, based on the amount of games you've played, if you've had more than half of the clean sheets, um, then you've done a good job. So half of 30 is 15, half of 8 is 4. So yeah, he's done almost all right, you know, but it could have been better. It would have been interesting to see whether Kevin Trapp, Manuel Neuer, Thibaut Courtois, or even the likes of Areola, whether they would have surpassed David De Gea in clean sheets or not, but I guess we'll never find out. Petr Cech, though he is the rotation squad goalkeeper, only played 9 games this entire season, but the reason behind that is because he did get signed in the January transfer window, so I ain't at all surprised. And again, if you're not the crucial goalkeeper of this team, it doesn't particularly matter how many clean sheets you get. I mean, 9 games with 6 clean sheets is obviously going to be great in my eyes, but the 36-year-old has in fact got 2 games in the American Challenge Cup, and I was going to complain about that, but then I realised, hang on a minute, he did play in the American Challenge Cup when he was with Arsenal, so of course his stats will transfer to PSG after being transferred, because we were a part of the American Challenge Cup and so were Arsenal, so that makes perfect sense, which is actually awesome. But yeah, most of his games consisted in Liga 1, which gave him obviously a total of 9 games. But well done, nevertheless, to Petr Cech. Dani Alves, the 35-year-old right back, had 41 games in his pocket with 3 goals and 3 assists. And I've got to tell you, for a right back, that is good. 17 clean sheets in total, not too bad. Yeah, not too bad at all. His best performance was in, I guess, in the Liga 1 actually, which is really, really impressive. He got 1 point, 1 point more, 1 point better than his performance in the Champions Cup, as well as the American Challenge Cup, but well done to Danny. Thiago Silva has played 43 games, as to be expected when you are the captain of this team. 2 goals, 1 assist with 16 clean sheets. His best performance was in the American Challenge Cup. Rafael Varane, like Petr Cech, joined us in January, so his stats are not going to be superb compared to the other players, but he did manage to play 26 games. That's more than we can say for Petr Cech, but again, Rafael Varane was a part of the crucial squad, so he was bound to have more games, but he did manage to get himself a goal and an assist with 11 clean sheets, performing the best in the Champions Cup. So Ho-Hu unfortunately doesn't have any stats to be compared with because he didn't get a single game. It was just all about the training for this youth player. Lucas Hernandez, the 22-year-old centre-back, played 26 games, with 9 clean sheets. His best performances consisted in the Trophée Champ, which of course is no surprise because it was just the 1 game he had to play, and lucky for him, it was a good game for him. Presnel Kimpembe, the 22-year-old centre-back, played 17 games with 10 clean sheets, playing best in the Coupe de la Ligue, actually, which is very nice to hear, considering he's only played Yeah, I mean, you know, that's not entirely spectacular. Sorry, I do have to correct myself because I've just noticed that he's only played one game in that competition. Yuri, the 28-year-old left back, is in excellent form. Excellent form with 18 games, 3 goals, no assists, unfortunately, 10 clean sheets. Of his best performances in the American Challenge Cup. Gregor's Krychowiak hasn't got any stats, I'm afraid. He wasn't. I mean, with West Brom, they were not in the American Challenge Cup competition, nor were they in the Champions Cup competition. So I think West Brom have got a long way to go before they can even consider being a contestant for the Champions Cup. No disrespect to any West Brom fans. Jonathan Kone has got stats because he was with Montpellier, which is a Liga 1 club. So I've noticed that he's played 16 games for one of our rivals, gaining 1 goal and 1 assist and 2 clean sheets. So not the greatest of stats, if I'm being honest. It looks like all of his games consisted in the Liga 1. So it'll be interesting to see the 20-year-old right midfielder, how he fares at PSG in Season 2. Christian Pulisic, the 19-year-old right midfielder, played 21 games with only 2 goals, getting himself 2 clean sheets. He did suffer from 2 injuries based on what I can remember in this season. So his best performances came from the Champions Cup, actually, which is quite surprising, but then again not so surprising because there were a lot of injuries. So I did need players who were multi-talented in different areas. So yeah, moving on. Christopher Nkunku, the 20-year-old centre midfielder, mostly played in my left wing this season, had 18 games, 4 goals, 2 assists and 8 clean sheets. His best competition was the Coupe de la Ligue. Adrien Rabiot, a 23-year-old centre midfielder, played 33 games with 2 goals, 4 assists and 15 clean sheets. Good job to him, with his best competition being the Trophy Champ. Javier Pastore, the 28-year-old centre midfielder, played 34 games with 3 goals, 2 assists, 10 clean sheets, and his best competition being the Liga 1? No, actually, the American Challenge Cup. Marco Verratti, the 25-year-old centre midfielder, had 47 games this season with 7 goals, 4 assists and 17 clean sheets. His best competition was the Liga 1. Hesse, we've got no stats for him because he was loaned out to Stoke City. Frank Ribery, the 35-year-old left midfielder, played 41 games with 11 goals, 6 assists and 11 clean sheets. His best performances came from the Coupe de la Ligue. Bingde Zhao played 5 games this season, simply because I needed to play one of my youth academy players in 5 games as one of my objectives, but he had 2 clean sheets to go under his belt. His best performances came from the Liga 1. Ezekiel Barco, the 19-year-old left midfielder, played 18 games with only 1 assist and 7 clean sheets. His best competition came from the Trophy Champ. Giovanni Lo Celso, currently loaned out to FC Metz, was with us in the first half of the season. The 22-year-old central attacking midfielder played 29 games in total with 7 goals, 3 assists and 9 clean sheets. Good on him with his best competition only coming out from the Liga 1. Kevin De Bruyne, the 26-year-old central attacking midfielder, played 53 games. I think it's the most in my entire team because he was with not only the crucial team but the rotation team as well the majority of the season. 14 goals, 10 assists and 23 clean sheets. His best performances came from the trophy champ. Angel Di Maria, the 30-year-old right winger, played 43 games with 14 goals, 6 assists and 14 clean sheets. His best performances came from the trophy champ as well. Lucas was with us for the first half of the season, but I do believe... No, he actually wasn't with us for the first half of the season. We loaned him out to Fenerbahce in the last minute of the summer transfer window, so he never got a single game, I'm afraid. Bril Embolo, the 21-year-old striker, had 24 games with only 1 assist and 9 clean sheets. Best performance came from the American Challenge Cup. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the 36-year-old striker, played 43 games with only 4 goals, 3 assists and 12 clean sheets. Now, as a striker, you have a responsibility to score goals. That is the whole point of being a striker. Now, for someone like Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who in real life is a fantastic player and is my favourite player in real life, so it's going to be very hard for me to say this, even though it's a game, that Zlatan Ibrahimovic is not cutting the mustard at this level. I understand he's 36 years old and his attributes are getting worse the older he gets, but 4 goals, to score 4 goals in 43 games, right? That's worse than Falcao. Falcao, when he came to Manchester United, he only scored 4 goals, but he had far more less games played than Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Now that is appalling. So I think it is safe to say that Zlatan is not going to be a part of the crucial team come season 2. Falcao, speaking of which, the 32-year-old striker was only brought to PSG to sabotage our biggest rivals in the League 1, AS Monaco. He is unhappy and has managed to play 25 games with us, not scoring a single goal or getting a single assist. He has got 6 clean sheets, but when you're a striker, that doesn't particularly matter. I suppose you play a part of that just barely, but that's irrelevant to me. You know, not a single goal. Kylian Mbappe was arguably the best striker in the whole team. He's on loan to us from AS Monaco. He played 20 games, scoring 8 goals, given 3 assists and 8 clean sheets. His best performance came from the trophy champ. Jean-Christophe Berbeck, we've got no stats for him because he's currently on loan to Utrecht. I think that's how you pronounce it. Gonzalo Guedes has been playing for Valencia CF, so he too has no stats for us. Edward has been on loan to Celtic. Now, we only got 1 stat from him because Celtic were a part of the Champions Cup, and Edward fortunately got to play 1 game and even scored a goal for his team. Julian Draxler has played 42 games. He's got 17 goals, 4 assists and 16 clean sheets. His best performances came, I believe, from the Liga 1. And last but not least, Neymar, the 26-year-old left winger, played 26 games with 13 goals, 5 assists and 5 clean sheets. I was very upset that Neymar was seriously injured close to the end of the season. I think if he was still fit, he would have been our top player by a mile. But with all of the individual stats out of the way, I think it is time to announce the player with the most games goes to Kevin De Bruyne with 53. No surprises there. Our best scorer in the team for this season is Julian Draxler with 17 goals. I did not see this man winning this achievement, to be honest. The player with the most assists goes to Kevin De Bruyne again, with the most games as well as assists. And of course, clean sheets goes to Kevin De Bruyne. So he's won himself 3 achievements. So I do think it's safe to say that Kevin De Bruyne is potentially our best player this season. Very pleased with him. Very pleased indeed. Now, attributes is a good one, guys. I'll try and get through the attributes as quickly as I can, but I think it's really safe to say that it's such an amazing feature to have in FIFA 18, just to look at your players individually to see how many skill moves they have, how many stars of their skill moves they have, how many stars of their weak foot that they have, the amount of traits they've got, and just an overall of all of their attributes. I mean, Neymar's pace, which will consist of acceleration, sprint speed, it's at 92, so that can just give you an overview right off the top, right off the top of the. So I'm trying to think of an expression here, but moving on to stop myself from looking even more stupid than I already sound. 86 shooting, 80 passing, 95 dribbling, 31 defending, and 60 physical. So that to me, just by looking at those overviews, so overall, that overview of attributes is Neymar is quick, he's got amazing shooting ability and passing, but he is ultimately a fantastic dribbler, someone who can control the ball really well and zigzag in and out of players. Not very strong and not really great in defending, but at the same time he's an attacker, he's not a defender, so of course his defending is going to be extremely low. And of course, guys, you can look at all of what the physical attributes consist of, which actually take that back. Physical attributes consist of the acceleration, sprint speed, agility, balance, jumping, and stamina. So that doesn't mean that there would be pace attributes. You know, there's, I think physical consists of the pace as well. Yeah, just consists of the pace as well, because there's no mental overview in this section here. So you get what I'm trying to explain here, guys. It's just great that you can see all your physical attributes, your mental attributes, your technical attributes, and here the traits as well. Now, I was supposed to find out off camera what does flair mean. Now, based on my knowledge, I think flair gives a player more confidence, so they will make those bicycle kicks, those roundhouse kicks, those putting their body on the line just for the sake of scoring goals, you know, and I think that's what Neymar has. Technical dribbler, like I said, he's amazing when it comes to ball control, so he will duck and weave and zigzag in and out of players without getting stopped or the ball taken from him. And he takes finesse free kicks, meaning he can really curve the ball well around his opponents. So it's worth placing Neymar as a free kick taker just because he's got one of those traits. So Neymar has gone up by 1, Draxler 2. What does Draxler have? He's got the flair, technical dribbler, finesse shot, but not a finesse shot free kick taker. So close to Neymar, really. Edwards is gone up by 2. He's got the technical dribbler perk. Guedes is a long shot taker and a technical dribbler. He's gone up by 3. Bearbeck has gone up by 1. He's injury prone. Now, I don't see why this is considered a trait. I think EA added this trait to the game just to let you know that player can get injured easily. So bear that in mind. It's a nice little realistic touch to add to the game. I don't really like it, but it's nice to know which players in real life are injury prone. So whether that's true or not, I don't know. It's just something I'm guessing. Maybe you guys can tell me in the comments section whether Bearbeck does get injured quite regularly. And Mbappe's gone up by 1, which I'm quite surprised about, considering that he has a potential of 94, but he did get injured. He has the finesse shot and the technical dribbler traits. A power header, we've got a new one, so Falcao can nut those footballs into the goal. He's also a target forward, so that to me means he's the best man to have when it comes down to that that instruction, you know, put him as the target man. So maybe, you know, it's something to consider. Maybe give him a second chance in season 2. I don't see it happening, but you know, he's gone up by 1. No, he's gone down by 1. Also, it's a different color for the overall change when you're in the attributes tab, because if you're in the status tab, it's colored red, which I think is nice because red is the sort of color that's negative, whereas green is the sort of color that's positive. Zlatan gone down by 2. Has loads of traits. Got 6 total traits. So he's got the flair, long shot taker, power header, technical dribbler, backs into player. So he backs into them. When someone's trying to mark him, he'll back into them and use his strength to nudge them out of the way. That's great. And he's also a target forward. Embolo, gone up by 4. Well done. Lucas has gone up by 1. Di Maria gone up. Oh no, he's gone down by 1. That's got to be due to his age, of course. But he has the chip shot. Sorry. He knows how to chip the ball over the goalkeeper or over a defender, maybe potentially score a goal, which is great and highly embarrassing. De Bruyne has gone up by 1. He's got an early crosser trait, so he knows how to cross that ball earlier on. So great as a right midfielder. Set play specialist. So yeah, he's amazing at taking corners. Amazing at free kicks. You know, Lo Celso gone up by 3. He also takes finesse free kicks. That's interesting. Hesse has gone up by 1. Ribery gone down by 2. Also injury prone. Yet he never got injured once this season. So it makes me laugh. Zhao. So Zhao has got no traits so far. Barco. Gone up by 4. Zhao went up by 7 thanks to all the training I've been giving him. Verratti up by 2, who has also got not one single trait, which is really surprising. Pastore, he's injury prone. Doesn't surprise me because he has been injured once this season. Has not got down or up in overall. So, you know, I think 27, 28 and 29 are the ages where, you know, you can stay neutral. Rabiot's gone up by 2, no traits. Nkunku up by 2, no traits. Pulisic up by 2, but does have backs into player and technical dribbler. Ikone up by 2, he even has the technical dribbler. Kvyatskhelia is a long passer, up by 2. Yuri up by 1, no traits. Kimpembe up by 1, no traits. Hernandez up by 2 with the power header and long passer. Who is up by 5, no traits, of course, he's a Youth Academy player. Varane has no traits either, and he hasn't gone up in overall or down. I mean, 25. Silva's gone down by 2, he is 33 years old, so that's to be expected with the power header trait. Alves gone down by 3, he also has the early crosser, he's got some flair and a power free kick. Petr Cech is down by 2. He's a goalkeeper long throw, so he's really good at making those long throws. He's also a team player, which is, you know, I can't really explain, but he's cautious with crosses as well. Like, it's rare to beat Petr Cech in a cross, I think, but that team player trait, you know, he keeps the team's morale up. You know, he's one for the team. It's sort of similar to Lionel Messi's one club player. So, you know, whatever club Petr Cech is playing for, he gets along with everyone. You know, he's the right man to look up to. David De Gea, like Petr Cech, has got the goalkeeper long throw, and he saves with his feet, which is really interesting. Really, really interesting. And then you've got the financial tab here, guys. We've been through it numerous occasions. We don't need to go through it again, because I talk about financial stuff throughout the whole of the in-game season. Mbappe will be joining AS Monaco in approximately after June, and Kunku will be leaving us after July, I believe, and then we'll have to start worrying about Petr Cech, Alves, Ikone, Berbek, Rabiot, Pastore, Ribery, Di Maria, Lucas, Ibrahimovic, all of those players, 1 year and 1 month remaining on their contract. Who's the highest valued player? It's, of course, Neymar, who's getting paid the most wages. It's, of course, Kevin De Bruyne. So, that is it, guys, for the squad hub. So, I'm going to go into the transfers tab. I don't know how long I've got left. I have been talking for a very long time, but I ain't got really a lot to say. Besides, Donnarumma, Gimenez, Barclay and Mertesacker all were running out of contracts. So they're in the final 2 or 1 month, and I just wanted to see whether their clubs keep them on or not. So the first thing I'm going to do in Season 2 is just to check the free agency to see whether FIFA 18 actually allows top players to go on free agency from their high valued clubs. I reckon they don't. I reckon once the contract is out, the system automatically boosts their contract if they are a good player. The only player I do see going to the free agency is Mertesacker, which I wouldn't be able to sign any of these guys anyway because I haven't got enough room in my squad. So I'd have to get rid of some players, sell some players before I can even consider bringing new players along. Of course, Cristiano Ronaldo is in my shortlist, guys. He's one of the best players in the games. It's tradition to sign Ronaldo in my PSG career. I couldn't do it at the beginning of the transfer window. I didn't have enough money for the second transfer window, but mark my words, Cristiano Ronaldo, I would do everything within my power to bring him in Season 2, even though I've got so many good players already. But we'll figure that back out when the time comes. But another Season 2 high target, guys, is Paul Pogba. He's French, he's 90 overall, he's 25 years old, and of course he's from my favourite club in real life, Manchester United. He's very high in value and he's got such a high potential, and he's going to cost us an arm and a leg in Season 2, but we will be using another, I repeat, another financial takeover in order to cover all of the costs, and I can't bloody wait. Mbappe can't be put on this list because he is a loanee for my club at the moment, but as soon as he returns to AS Monaco, I will attempt to bring him back. The good thing about Mbappe is that he's really young, so if I can't get him in Season 2, I certainly could get him in Season 3, and who knows, maybe we can loan him to our club again. We're just going to have to find out. But that is it, guys. That is really all she wrote. 7 days left until the next training session. We're going to start simulating. I've also noticed, guys, that, you know, transfers do happen out of the window. And Luke Shaw recently signed with Barcelona. And some of these really good players like Luke Shaw, I could have potentially wanted. So in each episode, guys, at the end of each month, I'm going to look at the transfer history to see which of these good players had been signed by rival clubs. I think it's so important to know where to keep tabs on some of these players, just in case their contracts were running out in like season 2 or even season 1. But let's move on. We've got about 3 more days. I'm going to do quick sims so I can train up my youth players. So let's develop the likes of Hu and Zhao, because they are both a part of my senior team. Really good training sessions. Really, really good. That is nice. Come on, I ain't got all day. So at any point, maybe this recording will stop. And if it does, guys, I do apologise. But pushing on. Got another 7 days. I better stop it there. Because sometimes it goes over the 7 days and it's like, for fuck's sake. Players leaving on international duty are... oh, look at that. Ho Hu has been called up to China. And so has Bing Dai Zhao. Congratulations on them. I think they're going to the World Cup. Pulisic for the United States. De Gea for Spain. Draxler for Germany. Verratti for Italy. Mbappe, Varane for France. Embolo for Switzerland. Pastore and Di Maria for Argentina. Silva for Brazil. And Falcao for Colombia. Okay. And then we've got 2 more. Can we train them even though they're on international duty? That'll be hilarious if we can't. No, it's taking a while. Maybe we've got a transfer offer. Nope, we don't. Oh, well, we can still train them. That's hilarious. Personally, to add a bit more realism, I don't think you could train. I don't think you should be allowed to train them if they're on international duty. But maybe they finished. Who knows? Another 7 days wait. Let's keep going. Stopping. Contracts expiring. It's really, like every FIFA, it constantly is warning you about players that are going to leave. I do think that's fine. But, oh, let's stop it right there. Wait a minute. We've got to do it 1 more day. 24th of June. We are almost there, guys. Almost there to the very final day. I really want to get to the point where... it tells me if I've kept my job or not. Right, what's going on? So it's not letting me load up a preset. So okay, so we can't train him because yeah, he is on his international duty. So we're not going to bother with the training feature anymore. I think we'll continue the training when the next season comes. Stop right there. Is it going to stop on the 29th or 30th? It stops on the 29th. Right, we've got breaking news. Don't really care about breaking news right now. Let's go to the 30th. Let's see what happens on the 30th. Are we going to receive a very important email? Oh, it's low. It's taking a while to simulate, so we might be in luck. It'll be fucking hilarious if we get fired. I would think that would just be so jokes. That would just be so freaking jokes. It is taking a while, so I think this is it. Don't you worry, guys. I'm not going to make you suffer through all the loading screens. I'll have everything set up. Everything will just be mint for the season 2 episodes. Oh, come on. Let's stop it to make it faster. Is that going to make it faster? Probably not. Get me out. Come on. What a waste of footage. I don't edit my videos. Just the information parts. Come on, come on, come on. Gosh, this sucks. Testicles. Don't make me start singing. Oh. Gosh. There we go. Made me yawn and everything. Alright, can I train? I'm not gonna, but just wanted to see if I can train my players now. No, I can't. They must be still on their international duty because it is the World Cup. Whoops. Quit. Okay, we can end the season. News. Club news. Ooh. So, David De Gea has been named goalkeeper of the Liga 1. Nice. Team of the competition. Okay. I think we already seen these. I'm pretty sure we have. Yeah, we're not going to bother. We've already seen these. Alright, let's end the season. We've come to the end of the season and the board could not be happier with your performance so far. The players and staff clearly look up to you and you have done an excellent job aligning yourself with the club's vision, both on and off the pitch. We'd be delighted to have you stay at the club next season. Woohoo! Nice. Oh wow, we've got a lot of archived messages. So it's all player loan has expired. So Mbappe's loan deal has expired and he's been sent back to AS Monaco. No. So Akoni has returned. Edward was returned. Guedes has returned. Bearbeck has returned. Hesse has returned. Kritch Jarek has returned. Lucas has returned. Nice. Very, very nice. I've got no choice but to advance. So guys, I have been your boy MillzySawUs. Thank you so much if you have watched any of my footage for my FIFA 18 simulated career mode. This has been Season 1, guys. We have finally finished and I'm loving FIFA 18 so far. Really looking forward to Season 2. So above all else, guys, take care and I will see you in the next video.